Three terrifying prophetic events just happened in Israel. Are you ready for a chilling revelation that will leave you speechless? Prepare to be stunned as we unveil three terrifying prophetic events that have just unfolded in Israel. This is no ordinary tale. It's a spine-tingling journey into the heart of prophecy, where the lines between myth and reality blur. Don't miss this shocking and suspenseful expose as we pull back the curtain on a world that few dare to explore. Grab your seat and hold on tight, because the truth we're about to reveal will forever change the way you view the world. Join us now, if you dare, and step into the unknown. Prophetic event number 1, Second Coming. The fulfillment of the prophecy can be found throughout the New Testament, specifically in passages that discuss the return of Jesus Christ for a second time. The Gospels of Matthew, Mark, and Luke, in addition to the book of Revelation, are included in this category. According to these texts, Jesus will return to earth with power and glory, accompanied by heavenly forces to judge both the living and the dead, and to set up his kingdom. He will accomplish this so that he can establish his rule over all of creation. What does this have to do with Israel? Many people believe that the second coming is connected to a number of prophetic events that are rumored to take place in Israel. Mount Olives, which is located in the east of Jerusalem, is a significant peak and location. According to Zechariah 14:4, it is said that Jesus will descend on the Mount of Olives, which will result in a significant earthquake and will force the mountain to split into two. The book of Revelation makes reference to the Battle of Armageddon, which is connected to Israel in yet another way. According to legend, the final conflict between good and evil would take place in Israel, close to the ancient city of Megiddo, which is also known as Armageddon. Importance of Israel. Both Israel and her people have a lot riding on the fact that Jesus Christ will return to earth a second time. People have the expectation that when Jesus returns to earth, Israel will be re-established as a nation. The third temple will be reconstructed, and a new age of peace and prosperity will begin under his leadership. Likewise, many Christians believe that this occurrence will be the fulfillment of numerous prophecies about the Jewish people found in the Old Testament. Some of these predictions include the return of the exiles and Israel's final redemption. Prophetic event number 2, the War of Gog and Magog. There is a famous conflict called the War of Gog and Magog that is recounted in the Bible as well as other ancient literature. It is thought that an apocalyptic war will take place in the end times between the forces of good and the forces of evil. It is not known when exactly the war will begin, but it is generally accepted that it will take place at some point in the foreseeable future. There are multiple references to the War of Gog and Magog throughout the Bible, the most prominent of which is found in the book of Ezekiel. The Bible predicts that a battle will break out between the forces led by Gog, a mysterious figure who hails from the land of Magog, and the forces led by Magog. It is claimed that Gog and his associates would come from a wide variety of countries to engage in combat with the people that God has selected. The war will involve a significant conflict, the conclusion of which will decide what happens to the entire planet. The Bible isn't the only ancient literature that makes reference to the War of Gog and Magog. The Jewish Talmud and other ancient writings do as well. In these ancient texts, Gog is represented as a mighty king who will command a large army to wage war against the people that God has chosen. There is a widespread expectation that the war will be a significant conflict and that it will mark the conclusion of the conflict between good and evil. A great number of people's imaginations have been captured for centuries by the story of the War of Gog and Magog. Although it has been construed in a great variety of various ways, the fundamental narrative does not change. It is a commonly held belief that the war will be waged between the forces of good and evil, and that the conclusion of the conflict will decide the destiny of the planet. There is still no clear indication as to whether or not the war will go through as planned. Before we move on to our third event, I just wanted to let you guys know that we have a lot of cool stuff for you guys to check out on our channel, so make sure you do that before we move on to our third event. Prophetic event number 3, the Ingathering of the Exiles. The notion of the Ingathering of the Exiles is one that is firmly ingrained in Judaism. Its origins may be traced all the way back to the time of the Bible. It stems from the notion that the Jewish people have been dispersed throughout the world as a result of numerous historical events, but that one day they would all be reunited in their ancestral country of Israel. This thought has been passed down from generation to generation. This idea has played a significant role throughout the centuries in Jewish religious philosophy, and it continues to play an essential role in contemporary Jewish identity. The idea of the ingathering of the exiles originates from the book of Isaiah in the Bible, which states that the Lord will gather his people from the four corners of the earth. This idea became known as the ingathering of the exiles. Throughout the course of history, the concept of reuniting the Jewish people has been interpreted in a variety of various ways. Nonetheless, the fundamental principle has remained the same. The Zionist movement and the drive for a Jewish homeland in Palestine marked the beginning of the contemporary era of the ingathering of the exiles, which began in the latter half of the 19th century. The foundation of the State of Israel in 1948, which heralded the beginning of the ingathering of the exiles in earnest, came after this event and was immediately followed by it. Since that time, thousands upon thousands of Jewish people from all over the world have moved to Israel, making the ingathering of the exiles idea a reality. The Jewish people have had an immense amount of reason to feel both pride and delight as a result of this development, as they have watched their population grow and their homeland come into existence. In addition, the ingathering of the exiles was a significant contributor to the establishment of modern Israeli civilization. This is because the many distinct cultures, dialects, and customs of the Jewish people were brought together in one location. The reconstitution of the lost tribes is an uplifting idea that has given the Jewish people a reason to have faith for many years, and it continues to be a source of encouragement and fortitude in modern times as well. The hope that Jews currently living in exile may one day be able to return to their homeland of Israel is still very much alive and flourishing. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey. We hope you found the information both intriguing and insightful. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this video with your friends. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.